everyone, welcome back. Persona here. So, we've got some exciting 2v2s for you today. We're playing an Agility Mask and a Int Forge Lance. And we're up against an IOP Panda team here. So we're going to get things moving to begin with. Just getting the Grimacing Mask out. Trance for shields. And then just a cheeky Picada there for a little bit of AP reduction onto the IOP. He's going to rush in, probably put erosion down onto us. Yep, he does the prosecution and pressure. So, thinking here, maybe we'll start to go for the Panda. Just because the IOP's got a Reich shield there, which we don't like too much. We're going to get the damaging effect off from Hot Iron. Put down the Fire Lance and we actually push him further away with disengaging there, creating a bit of space so he's not able to make full use of that 50% erosion they've got on the Panda. But he is still able to get the tipple off twice to put the Ebony and running back to safety. So the erosion's done quite a bit of damage to us actually this turn one. Gonna debuff it this turn to get rid of that prosecution. Plastron up for shields, and yeah, I mean just sort of finishing next to the forge there, trying to make it a bit more difficult for him to get towards us. But no, perhaps not the greatest. He's actually jumping in, locking the forge in place there. So we're gonna switch focus actually, going on to the IOP. Raga Embrace just for a bit of shields. Push the IOP away, and a Fire Lance there. It's starting to build up now. We've casted a few turns, so it is charging up nicely. IOP down to 2.7k off that turn, so yeah, solid amount of damage. The Inforge hits really, really hard. Normally I like to play the Mask Fognaut in 2v2s, but this comp, yeah, I've had a bit of success with this lately, so I've been quite enjoying it. Right, that Panda there, just sort of chipping away from range, nothing too scary. Just Scudo onto the forge there for some shields. And we're gonna just get the AP reduction from retention, Aguilar, and a little bit of shields there. Push him back slightly with Carnivalo and lock him in place with the Grimacing Mask. Okay, he's getting, what's healed him there? I guess that must be from Sylvan Dofus. So he's back up to 3k with a Vitality. He's got range and Vuln this turn, so that's quite annoying. So we're going to have to waste some AP with Balustrade just to move up close to him. Fire Lance doing, yeah, huge damage there. 737 on that last one. So IOP is low. He's down to 985, so he's actually below a Vitality amount. Panda's gonna have to try and save him here. Okay, he's gonna outmap the mask onto the other side of the wall. That was well done. Fermentation there just for some shields, and then okay, healing the IOP annoyingly above any sort of Vitality amount. So we're gonna just move the forge off and get a trance down onto the forge there. Not the cleanest of turns, to be honest, on that one. A range in Von messing us up quite nicely. Okay, and he's just, yeah, stacking silver there for the heals. We were in a really good spot, but it's getting a bit precarious now because the amount of erosion that's been done to the forge is really going quite low quite quickly. And as they're stacking up shields and heals, etc., onto the IOP, it starts to be a bit more, well, you think you have them dead, and then they seem to last a few more turns. Yeah, you see there, Brandy, 647 heal. I guess that's boosted from the Grunob spell. So the IOP a few turns ago was below 1k vit, and now he's, yeah, recovered quite nicely. We're going to push him away from the forge here. Get a retention off just for an attempt of a bit of AP reduction. And push him back there with Carnivalo also. So he's not able to freely hit the forge without spending some AP to get to him. Okay, he's actually just going to hit from range. That's okay. But he wasn't able to keep his Sylvan procced, so that's good for us. Forge hits really hard here. Gonna push him away and run. Logic here was, well, we didn't want the Panda to be able to freely hit us and still save the IOP. So he's got to make a bit of a choice here in terms of whether he wants to go full damage or... Okay, he's actually going to outmap the mask slightly and look to heal up the IOP, I guess, with the barrel maybe? No, just trying to block line of sight, I guess. Alright, we can pivot across the Panda Wasta. Polish the Panda down. Annoyingly, that barrel stops us from doing a retention, but we can reposition a Grimacing Mask, get Plastron off, and actually lock the IOP there against the Grimacing Mask and the barrel, so he's not able to actually get towards us on the forge. He's playing safe. Okay, see the erosion they're doing with the Panda poisons is really hitting hard. That's almost 700 damage per turn in poisons at the minute. I'm going to rush back into the IOP. We can't afford to play too safely with the Panda just chipping away at us like that. And we really have to go for a kill on the IOP really fast. Panda's probably, is he going to outmap us here? Looking to get the Ebony off as well, I assume. Full outmapping the Mars, gets in the Ebony off onto the Forge. Really low in HP now. But all we have to do is just get the IOP below Vitality health here, I believe. So that should be enough. Yeah, 1k about to be lost. We can shield up the Forge. Put the Wasta onto the Panda just to make it a bit more annoying for him. We're down to 550 health, 700 max. Get our shields down here. I'd say, normally when you get to the 2v1 situation, it should be a pretty free win. But just because he can potentially one-shot us off with a poison turn, not yet too confident. Not until I can get the mask closer to the Forge just to recycle between shields onto the Forge. Distillation are doing damage, so the poisons are up. And this okay, and there you go. He left on that one. I think he decided to give up. That's okay. Alright, moving on to the next 2v2. So we're against a Panda and a SRAM here. So turn 1. Okay, the SRAM is invisible here. Double down, playing quite aggressive. Really aggressively there, putting the double down to also trigger some traps onto the Forge. So we're going to Grimacing Mask, Trance off for shields, just protecting our Forge a little bit more. Okay, weapon skill showing a hammer on the Panda. So I'm assuming it's going to be intelligence at this point. So it's going to either be a steely mace or a healing hammer. Both of which would be annoying. Okay, Forge here, we'll just move the double off of us. And get the Fire Lance, well, just cycling up some damages there with it. Valkyrie's Embrace for shield and a parry also. Reason for the parry was just to put us in an unmovable state unless they came close combat. So it makes the trap chain or any traps from the SRAM not possible without him being in our face. Alright, so the mask taking a bit of damage there from the SRAM. Because of trance, we're under a bit of pressure, so I decided to debuff it there. Put the shields back up with Plastron. And it also means that the erosion spell that was boosted from all the traps that have been triggered is now only 1 turn. And because the panda wasn't really close to us at all, it's going to be removed by the time the SRAM plays next, so making that erosion sort of ineffective really. We're going to keep up the pressure onto the panda. Going all out damage just to charge up those fire lances. Getting the hot iron off just for a bit of extra damage. And this is good for us at this point because, I mean, I'm not too concerned about the lance being kept out just because they're really focusing the mask, so I don't really need the extra sustain that it offers the forge. No retention just to reduce some AP, Picardo on both to reduce more AP, but the shield from Carnivalo. The turn from the SRAM there did a lot of damage onto the mask. We're going to expect a panda hand here onto the mask at all? Perhaps not. Okay, so just repositioning the mask there, not too effective. I guess it's because of the AP reduction, I suppose. So we're going to go shields and heals, and then changing focus now to the SRAM, just because it's getting a bit low and the way he was hitting wasn't too comfortable with that. Going to get a parry off also. Decide to switch up just to move diagonal, so if he wants to, so he doesn't get the abyssal bonus for AP. He's only got 8 AP this turn. Let's see what he does. He's thinking. He's gonna, if he wants to get past the forge there, he'd have had to have hit it to move him. Instead, he just put some traps down. So we're gonna go for a Picada. And then we're going to get 2 retentions off. Just, it's not huge damage, but it's enough just to build up our HP a little bit more. So we're healing just under 200 for each of those hits. And soon enough, the mask is looking in a little bit of a better position. Okay, so here we actually, so it's a strength panda, or a weird, yeah, quite a weird build. Using Gargandia's hammer there. Forge doing huge damage here. Will it get the kill? It does, with the League Pie critical hit coming in clutch there. And at this point it's a free win. The Panda's never going to be able to do enough damage to break through our shields. We've got Plastron backup, we've got Grimacing Mask, we've got the AP reduction from retention. The Panda doesn't have, yeah, it's only got, what, 36 AP parry or so. So the mask is going to be able to just constantly recycle shields and reduce the AP off the panda, so it's never really going to break through that. So on the Forge Lance turn here, Hot Iron just to do the increased damage effect. Fire Lance is fully boosted, so it's doing insane amounts of damages. And the mask should finish up here with the kill. GG.